Gentlemen, wave number 3, day number 2. About to send you out in the race course. 30 minutes on the whistle. And we are underway. Our next race of the day, men's Cat 5 under 35. Again, 2 different groups in a men's Cat 5. It's a novice, right? You just got started, you bought a bike yesterday, you signed up this morning, you're racing, right? If you're over 35, you're a weekend warrior. You're under 35, you got a glimmer. You're like, you know what? Next year I want to be a Cat 4. Next year I want to be a Cat 3. You know what? Next thing you know, you're a pro, you're racing in Europe. All right, okay. Well, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. That glide plane may be a little steep that us gave you there. But that being said, we are starting at Cat 5, and these are the under 35. So, again, we're going to be rolling them out. They're going to be trying to accumulate points. And those points can start here at Tulsa Tough with some wins, with some podium finishes as we roll out. Opening lap again. It's the opening lap, men's Cat 5, under 35. Lap number 1 done here for our men's Cat 5 under 35. About 220, 225-ish right there, opening lap. So again, you just join us, welcome. I'm going to take this all the way into the evening here, right? We're starting here, we had the Masters B. Men's Cat 5 over 35, men's Cat 5 under 35. And I'm going to take it all the way into the women's pro and men's pro races, the final 2 races tonight. Taking it all the way into that 8 o'clock hour. But without further ado, we would like to recognize our men's Cat 5 35-plus podium. Exciting 3-man break, taking it all the way to the line with the overall win and an exciting sprint finish to sort out 2nd and 3rd place. So, without further ado, here's our men's Cat 5 35 above podium. In 3rd place, racing with the independent cycling team out of Texas, it's Alberto Acosta-Olives. Racing with Big Jorvi. Making his way to the 2nd step, it's Josvani Valdez. And living that Rocky Mountain high, making his way to the top step. Racing with Primal Audi Denver, it's Jonas Harmon. Your men's Cat 5, 35 and above podium, Harmon, Valdez, Acosta-Olives, 1, 2, and 3. Congratulations, gentlemen. Here on day number 2, the FC Tulsa Arts District Criterium 2025 edition of the St. Francis Tulsa Tough. Again, all of our podium participants all day long, they are going to get an official Tulsa Tough pendant courtesy of Diamond Sellers, the official jewelry sponsor of the Tulsa Tough. Also, say thank you to Kuro Athletic Sunglasses, engineered and manufactured in Japan. Kuro providing a free pair of athletic sunglasses to every race winner here this weekend. So again, thank you to all the great sponsors at the 2025 edition of the St. Francis Tulsa Tough. So another lap, say they're about 220, just under 220, as the lap time as they finish up lap number 2. So 22 racers, men's Cat 5 under 35. So we'll watch them race through here. It's the novices, it's the newbies, it's the beginners to the sport. Probably haven't done too much racing this year, even though you're going to have some of these folks, they've been down in Texas, they've been heading down to Pace Bend, some people are heading out to do Redlands. Cat 5s, probably not. They're probably doing the Osage, they're doing the Wheeler Crib, they're doing some of these other items. Smaller races, but again, haven't done very many because they haven't got any upgrade points. Under 35, they're going to be looking for upgrade points. Start getting into men's, the category 4. And again, you get all these points, you accumulate stuff, and then someday you get a jersey hung up at Sound Pony Bar. Again, if you're heading up the hill to Sound Pony, you're going to see lots of jerseys up there. You'll see Laurel's got a jersey hanging on the wall. A lot of Masters National Championship jerseys up at Sound Pony. Alrighty, so getting settled in. It'll be similar to our previous race. We're going to have merchandise. As far as our preems, so we'll have 2 preems. We'll throw it out later. It's a 30-minute race. We'll figure out a time when we're going to do it, but it'll be no cash here in the Cat 5s, but it will be merchandise preems that we'll ring the bell for later on. So, again, we'll roll those racers on through Paragon. Multiple racers in the white jerseys. It's like at least 2 of the top 6 or so. Again, we'll get those numbers for you. Michael Wright from Tennessee, bib number 821, set up in there. Jack Carlo, Who Are We? Sound Pony. Dayglow Yellow, bib number 804, racing with Sound Pony Triad Bank. Jack Carlo set in that 4th wheel. Again, small field, 22 racers. You're going to see some of the racers coming from Texas, race the Paragon. We talked about the locals, Sound Pony. You're going to see some of those folks who were down in Norman last weekend for the Maverick Criterium. New race, 2-day race on the calendar. Racing with Neighborhood Race Team. Chad Shanks, he was Cowboy Chad Shanks last weekend, helping man the wheel pit at the Maverick Criterium at the iconic University of Oklahoma campus corner on day number 1 and the Thunderbird Downtown Crit at the corner of Blue and Tony Marbell's Cantina on day number 2. Day number 2 on Sunday. As we are now, let's call it about 3 laps. Maybe 4 laps. We'll get that figured out. Ending lap 4. Again, they're averaging about 2:15 or so. So 2:15 to 2:20. Still all together, I believe. Don't think that anybody lost so far out of the original 22. Alrighty, next time we're going to ring the bell. You're going to go, whoa, 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 that's early. Why are you ringing the bell? It's a preem. Again, you're just getting here. Where you been? You missed some great, exciting racing, but I'm glad you're here. Stay through the day. Take it into the 8 o'clock hours. The women and men pro take it all the way in the evening. But what's a preem? A race within a race is a preem. So we have 2 preems here. Usually it's cash. Cat 5s, it's all about beer money and glory and bragging rights, right? So no cash preems. It's merchandise preems. So we're going to do a race within the race. Next time through, when our race leaders roll through that peloton, we're going to ring the bell, and it'll be a merchandise preem. So we'll ring it. It's 1 lap. Whoever's first on that lap wins the merchandise. We have 2 of those. Later in the days, we get past the Cat 5 and the Cat 4s and above. It's cash. In our Masters race, we'd already had 2 $100 cash preems. So again, maybe you're not here for a podium. You're like, man, I'm not going to make this 60-minute race. But are you a preem hunter? Are you going to branch out? get the gas money, get your registration fee repaid by winning a preem, well, we'll see that in the Cat 4s and above later on today. Right now, it's just for the glory of the merchandise, as that's what we're going to be ringing when those race leaders roll through. So we'll watch the Don Thornton Automotive pace car roll through, and we're going to ring the bell. Is this going to be a preem lap, preem lap, preem lap? It is going to be a preem lap. So merchandise, merchandise, merchandise. Courtesy of some of our great Tulsa Tough sponsors, it is a preem lap, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. Celebrity bell ringers. Celebrity bell ringers bring the preem lap. This is a preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. Moving his way to the front, that's going to be one of the local Okies. Team Topeka's Logan Lewis, bid number 811. Wearing the white Team Topeka top, not to be confused with the white Paragon Racing team. So again, try to sure we keep the names and faces straight here, but right now that at the lead is Team Topeka at the front. They're all together, but it is a preem lap. Whoever wins this lap next time around will win that merchandise. So we've recognized all of our podiums immediately after the race finishes and the start of the beginning race. So again, if you're on the podium all weekend long, stay close. Stay close. Make sure we get a chance to recognize you and get you up on top of the St. Francis Health System podium. Get some of the gifts, get some of the great things courtesy of Kuro Athletics sunglasses, and also all podium participants get an official Tulsa Tough pendant courtesy of Diamond Sellers. So, counting the clock up, this is a preem lap, first of our two preems. We're about 11 and a half minutes in. They're averaging about 2:15, 2:20 again. So next time through, whoever's first will win that merchandise preem. And we have a second that we'll give out. So again, we're waiting on the time, right? Clock's counting up before we start counting the laps down. Looking at the Jumbotron, backside of the peloton, backside of the course. Again, if you're trying to find places to watch it, come down the start line, head up the hill. It's going to start getting more loud and boisterous up towards the iconic Canes Ballroom. Up at Sound Pony Hill. More and more folks lined up there on that little uphill drag. Again, this L-shaped course, you got the gallop down here on Reconciliation Way for the finish line sprint. And speaking of sprint, we will have to see. It could be 821 Michael Wright. We'll wait to see. As that was a sprint for the preem. So, it may just be merchandise. It's not cold hard cash. It doesn't mean they're not going to sprint it out there. And we'll see who it was that was able to pip the other one at the line to take our first merchandise preem. So that will be Michael Wright, bib number 821, as he takes the merchandise preem, courtesy of one of our great St. Francis Tulsa Tough sponsors. The first merchandise preem. We'll have another one. We'll fire it off in a little bit. Again, thank you for joining us here at the FC Tulsa Arts District Criterium. FC Tulsa, our lead sponsor here on day number 2. Of course, we already know St. Francis Health System from the beginning, starting back in 2006, behind this race. But look at the other great sponsors. Quick Trip helping with the live stream. If you go to tulsatough.com, you can check out the live stream on the World Wide Web. Also, Dick's House of Sports, Rox Tech, McNally's Group, our sponsor on night number 1. McElroy, who's our sponsor on day number 3. Tito's Handmade Vodka, official vodka sponsor of Tulsa Tough. Aon, the William K. Warren Foundation, Tulsa Bone and Joint, and of course, Don Thornton, our official pace car sponsor of the St. Francis Tulsa Tough. So, we pulled our first celebrity bell ringer out of the crowd. You could be next, as all day long we'll be ringing a bell for our preems. So, we'll look after that preem that was taken by 821 Michael Wright. They've come back together here. So again, we started a reduced peloton, right? It's only 22 here. So we split up our men's Cat 5, over 35 and under 35. But they are back together here. Now driving at the front will be 806 and 814. 806, Matthew Deanda out of Kansas. 814, Roy Sanchez. Matthew Deanda, I believe, on the podium last week in the 4-5 race at the Maverick Criterium. finishing third in the men's 4-5 last week. So Matthew DeAnda out of Kansas, racing age 26 here, men's Cat 5, just getting started. Only had a handful of races before coming into 2025. Even though out of Kansas, been making the trip to the Osage Grand Prix. So while not a crit race, on Tuesday nights, there's the Osage Grand Prix northwest of downtown Tulsa up here, kind of a mini circuit race. So not a 1.4 kilometer lap. It's a couple miles, a little circuit race. But the Osage Grand Prix, a chance to do some more road racing there on Tuesday nights, get some practice, getting used to riding in a pack. DeAnda coming down to race with that. And as I mentioned last week, at the Maverick Criterium, getting onto the podium, third place in the men's 4-5. So we have one more preem. We'll wait a little bit. Actually, no, we won't wait a little bit. 7 to go. So we are going to ring the bell. Next time they roll through, it's going to be the preem lap, the second and final preem, merchandise preem coming up. All right, this will be a preem lap. Preem lap. We'll look for those race leaders. The second and final merchandise preem. Waiting for the moto. There it is. All right, gentlemen, this is a preem lap, second and final preem. Ring the bell, preem lap. A preem lap. Merchandise, second and final preem lap here in our men's Cat 5 under 35. So it is a preem lap, the second and final preem lap at our men's Cat 5 under 35. Again, racing ages under 35. We're going to have some of these racers will be involved in the junior race later on. Under 18. Like I said, there's some sadists out there. There's some people that want just to be in the pain cave all weekend long. They want to race masters. They want to race their categories. They'll do it all here. So this is a preem lap. First preem won by Michael Wright, bib number 821, out of the state of Tennessee. He's sitting about mid-pack-ish, yeah. Let's say mid-pack. It's a reduced 22. Probably down to only about 15 to 16 maybe in that front group right now, as we're under 6 to go, or be at 6 to go here. So free lap's about to go away. Let's get to the business end of this one and the second and final preem. So here comes the Don Thornton Automotive Group. Here comes the pace car. Official pace car. It's the Volkswagen. Speaking of Wagen, Dario Rapp, the German freight train last night, winning the men's P1 race. As the Volkswagen rolls through, and whoever's first across the line here is going to win our second preem. This is the preem sprint. Who's going to sprint it out? Sprint for the merchandise. Coming to the line, 8:14. That will be Roy Sanchez out of Texas. Make them burn a couple extra matches here as we get down to 5 to go. So, free laps are done. If you have a crash, you got a mechanical, it's on you, man. You just got to hustle and hoof it out here. You will not be feathered back in from the state wheel tent. Speaking of, try to figure out a little lay of the land. We're here at the corner of Boston and Reconciliation Way with the FC Tulsa, St. Francis Tulsa Tough Finish Line Truss. If you go to the west, upstream, so to speak, before the finish line, you'll see a bunch of these tents lined up, a lot of team tents as well, but you'll go down to the corner of Main and Reconciliation Way, and at that intersection will be the black state wheel tent. That wheel tent is the official mechanics pit. So, again, you have some issues with your bike, go over there. They'll try to get you worked out. If you have a crash or a mechanical during the race, you can get feathered back in, but that's only up to 6 to go. So we are now under 6 to go. So no more free laps here in our men's Cat 5 under 35. Again, we've been racing for about 19 minutes. Get to the final 10 as they're doing about 2:15 per lap. But I tell you what, the pace has slowed. As we look on the Jumbotron, they make their way in the shadow of 244. That thin little curb on the right side of the road up there, and make their turn onto the downhill section. It'll be interesting to see. They were definitely not upping the pace. A cessation of hostility, so to speak. Slowing up the pace a little bit there because next time we come through here, we'll see if they start to ratchet it back up. Again, it'll be 4 to go, 4 to go, 4 to go when they roll on through. This is, again, the men's Cat 5 under 35. Coming up next, first time we'll bring the women out in the course here today. The women's Cat 4, Cat 5 at 10:55. The women's 4-5, 30-minute race coming up next as we're getting down to the final 4 laps of our men's Cat 5 under 35. So, 4 to go, 4 to go, 4 to go. Paragon moving their way to the front. That is Gerardo Wade. With Paragon Racing out of Texas. Gerardo Wade, sorry, Michelle May, come on, man. Gerardo, 90s, man. All right, Gerardo Wade, Paragon Racing in that first wheel. Again, that reduced peloton from 22 down to about 15 or 16 now. Under 4 to go. Next time we see them, it will be 3 to go. Local heroes moving to the front. That will be Team Topeka's Logan Lewis, bib number 811. And who are we? Sound Pony, Jack Carlo in the Day Glow Yellow, the Sound Pony Triad Bank jersey, bib number 804, moving to the front. So they'll make that right-hand turn on the main, the uphill heading towards Sound Pony Hill in the iconic Canes Ballroom. The 14 and 16-year-olds up there, remember, they're doing this because they want upgrade points. The guys at the 35 and above the previous race, they're like, hey, man, on our coffee ride Tuesday, I'm going to remind you that I beat you. The under 35, they're looking for upgrade points. They're looking to take the top step with these other men under 35 and suddenly be a Cat 4, suddenly be a Cat 3 in a couple years. So, again, try to keep an eye out for some of those juniors because they're in a lot better shape than I am. They're going to race multiple races. They're racing this one in the 35 and under Cat 5, and they'll be racing the junior race later on today, which will take us into the 1 o'clock hour. 2 different junior races, 10 and 14, and then the 15, 16, 17, 18, 2 different times, 1 o'clock and 1:25. So, under 3 to go. I believe they'll see 2 to go maybe when it will be 3. So we're still on 3. So it's still 3 to go, not to the penultimate lap just yet. So, we'll look. Here comes the moto. Starting to up the speed as they get a little bit more angled over, turning that bike to the left as they make that fastest left turn in American Crit Racing. Coming off of the downhill, the Tulsa Theater, but now I say that, they're kind of back together, 3-4 wide. Up in there is one of those young juniors racing with United Cycling. That's bib number 810, William Hughes. Bib 810. He's sitting there about 4th or 5th wheel. Sitting on Team Topeka, Logan Lewis's wheel as they make that turn. Again, Paragon Racing rolling to the front. I believe that will be Gerardo Wade once again. Paragon, I think with 2 racers in that group. Bib number 19. Actually, Joshua Fritz also moving to the front there with Paragon. So, we're going to make that right-hand turn up Main Street as we'll wait to see them make that way down the white knuckle descent. It's a long multi-block downhill. Again, just join us where you been. It's okay. I forgive you. Just stay to the 7 o'clock hour because we're on race number 3 here, but we're going to keep racing all the way to the women and men's pro that'll take us into the 8 o'clock hour. But right now, we're coming down to the business end. Under 3 to go, under 3 to go. Next time we see the race leaders, it'll be Heath Arning saying, man, how do they only have 2 to go? Maybe he'll get the fat bike out there and climb Sound Pony Hill. All right, getting to the business end of this one. Once again, our men's Cat 5 under 35. No payouts, just the podium. Again, if you're in any of the races and you know you're in the top 3, heck, if you think you're in the top 3, don't leave. Stay here. Once we get the official podiums recognized, we want to get you on that podium. We want to hand you a pair of Kuro athletic sunglasses for the top step. We want you to get the official jewelry sponsor Tulsa Tough pendant from Diamond Sellers. These are all the things we want. So if you're on the podium, don't head to the hotel. Stay here. We're going to get you recognized. So the penultimate lap, 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go. Final 2 laps here. 2 laps, 2 laps, 2 laps to go here. In the men's Cat 5 under 35, Paragon at the front once again. The Preem Hunter, Michael Wright, sitting in second wheel. Who are we? Sound Pony, Jack Harlow in the third wheel. And right there behind him, I believe that may have been, did not see the fourth wheel. We'll have to get that figured out there. But they're going to make that turn number 1. I think that's Move Up Cycling. It is. That's Abel Black, bib number 802, 16-year race age. Abel Black, Move Up Cycling Club out of Kansas. He's sitting in that fourth wheel with 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go. So, if you're here, stay here. But as the day goes on, if you're down in this finish line, a couple different spots. You can run up and down Boston, or maybe just you have kids and make the kids run up and down Boston, all you want. But you can go from here. You got to be fast, though, because there's a couple different spots you can see the racers here on each side of the Guthrie Green. You can see them at the start-finish line, but man, turn 1 and turn 2, they're narrow and they're fast. If you hustle, you'll also be able to see the peloton on that side. Don't do it now. Again, let's build. Build this race. But as the day goes on, find your favorite spot. Find an adult libation. Find a non-alcoholic libation for the kids. Find some food trucks. Spend some money. The sponsors, the businesses down here, they appreciate you coming down. It's 2006. We got all this started, and it continues to be this a great, amazing event year after year. You need the sponsors. You need Malcolm. You need the fans. And we appreciate you getting off your duffs and getting to the barriers, as we're going to be ringing our bell momentarily for the final lap, as it's about to be 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go in our men's Cat 5 under 35. So, some lap riders, we'll let them roll on through. And we'll look for the race leaders. They're going to be behind the moto that is making its way on that 220-meter sprint, which they've not engaged afterburners yet. 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. Gentlemen, last lap. 1 to go, 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 1 to go. Paragon up at the front. Joshua Fritz setting about 5th or 6th wheel as his teammate Gerardo Wade sitting up there towards the front. Again, Wade's been very, very active. Gerardo at the front. Is he going to try to do a lead-out sprint for his teammate, Joshua Fritz, out of Texas, racing with Paragon? Will it be Sound Pony? Who are we? Or will it be a youth movement with some of our 14 and 16-year-old juniors, like William Hughes with United Cycling, or his 16-year-old compatriot with Move Up Cycling Club, Abel Black? We shall see as we look to the Jumbotron. They make their way up towards Sound Pony Hill. A little bit of a dig being put in there on the right side. Do not have a bib number. It's the red jersey racer, which we have not called his name. He's going to go all the way from the left barriers to the right. He's going to take that turn onto the shadow of 244. They're going to try to navigate a couple of lap riders at the top of the hill, but that is a wide open avenue at the top of the uphill section that's going to come from the northwest portion of the course and the white knuckle downhill to the fastest left turn in American crit racing. Coming up next, they are moments away from emerging off to the west. If you look down to the Tulsa Theater, you will see our Don Thornton Automotive Group, Volkswagen. It's the pace car. Here comes the moto. We'll wait to see our race leaders. They make the turn. They're keeping it rubber side down. You see the white jerseys of Paragon. You see Move Up Cycling. They're all together, but here comes the sprint. About 100 meters out. Minutes taking 175.50. And they're coming to the line. Trying to make it. Up 821. Michael Wright trying to see if Abel Black was going to make the move to the top, but unable to overtake 821, the Preem Hunter. Michael Wright racing out of Tennessee, your unofficial winner here in the men's Cat 5 under 35. Congratulations to our men's Cat 5 under 35 finish. Sprint finish at the end. Unable to shake out that peloton as they came to the line. Looks like the legs locked up a little bit on Gerardo Wade with Paragon. Logan Lewis, Team Topeka, unable to come around. But it was Michael Wright from Tennessee taking the win, holding off the hard-charging 16-year-old out of Kansas, Abel Black with Move Up Cycling Club. So again, results not official yet as they go to confer our great USA Cycling Race officials. Also working with John Gallagher, looking at the 1 to go event services here, identifying the slow-mo and replay when needed. But in that time, we did not need the slow-mo for Joshua, or for Michael Wright, that is. All right. righty, so we'll get the official results, but looking it over, Michael Wright, Abel Black, Gerardo Wade, 1, 2, and 3. So Michael Wright, our winner here in the men's Cat 5 under 35, making his way to the top step. You look at some of the earlier races he did this year, actually racing with the Mark Spensdorf BPC cycling team out of Tennessee. Getting men's Cat 5. He's been on the podium 3 different times this year. Somerville Smasher, the Music City Crits, powered by Moab Bike Shop. Actually day 1 and day 2, finishing 2nd and 3rd in those crit races over in the state of Tennessee, Music City, Nashville. Congratulations, our winner, Michael Wright. So coming up next will be our first women's race today. Welcome, ladies. Women's Cat 4, Cat 5. Welcome to the FC Tulsa Arts District, Tulsa Tough Criterium, day number 2, 2025. Jeff, do you need a mic?